live stream is on the topic of ADHD friendly jobs. All the information below came from the Healthline website in the article Best Jobs for People with ADHD. Fulfilling occupations for people with ADHD typically involve working in high intensity, creative, or very structured fields. About 60% of people continue to have symptoms of ADHD into adulthood, according to the Anxiety and Depression Association of America. That's 4%. Oh, hi, Nick. That's 4.4% of the adult population, or about 8 million people. 8 million adults. ADHD looks a bit different in adults. It may present as restlessness, disorganization, and trouble focusing. ADHD may also come with some unique strengths that may best suit careers in certain fields. Best occupations for people with ADHD. Choosing a career that capitalizes on those strengths and does not depend heavily on areas of weakness may be key to professional success with adult ADHD, which I didn't even know there was an adult ADHD. Anyway, effective ADHD treatments is also important. Certain job traits may complement the strengths of some adults with ADHD. There are six traits they go through, and each trait has like a breakdown, so it's going to take a while. So the first one is passion fueled. Second one is high intensity. Third is ultra structured. Fourth is lightning pace. Fifth is hands-on creative. And sixth is independent risk taker. Finding a job that ranks high in... Oh, hello. Hi, Sai. How are you? Okay. Finding a job that ranks high in one of these qualities or a combination of them may just be the thing that leads you to a career you love. Possible options include we have a social worker, firefighter, data analyst, accountant, teacher, emergency room doctor, artist or designer, or entrepreneur. Okay, so the first trait, this is the first one. It's passion fueled. Jobs in which it's necessary to be particularly passionate about, what you do to provide natural motivation and focus. This can really be any field in which you have a deep or enduring interest. So, some examples of passion-filled jobs are social worker, fitness trainer, religious clergy member, psychologist, special education teacher, author, doctor, registered nurse, and veterinarian. And also in this article that I read, there are also people that have ADHD, and them and their family members go through like telling what kind of jobs they have and how their experience is. So this first one is Sarah. I think her last name is Hodges, and if it's wrong, sorry. She lives with ADHD, and she works as a pediatric speech and language pathologist. I have a very large caseload of families whose children are newly diagnosed with autism, ADHD, and communication delay or disorders, says Hodges, or I think it's like their name. Sorry for the pronunciation problems. I am dyslexic also, just for people that don't know. I am also autistic and ADHDer. I'm successful at what I do because I love it, she says. I know what it's like to have ADHD, and I'm honest with the families about my own struggles and challenges. Oh, thanks, Nick. Appreciate you. The second trait is high intensity. Since many people with ADHD are motivated by intensity, jobs with an inherent sense of urgency often work for them. Careers in which a life is on the line provide the ultimate sense of urgency. I know for myself, I don't know I'm not sure what category I'd be in for this, but I'm not sure if it would be this one. High intensity jobs. Okay, so high intensity jobs includes detective, police officer, critical care nurse, correctional officer, emergency dispatch, uh, sports coach, or a firefighter. You said urgency is not something that your brother would be able to cope with. Nick, just so you know, I'm gonna put these notes below and also the article. So if any of these jobs are something your brother may want to look into or may think he may fit well and he can look into it, but that's just a thought. Okay, people with ADHD tend to work well in high, fast-paced or high-intensity environments. I would say that is not true for me, but also it depends. I feel like it depends on how much ADHD or maybe how your ADHD affects you. I would say. I know that's not in the notes. It's just my opinion. Like this of an emergency room or a ambulance, says Dr. Stephanie. I think her name is Snarskis. Sorry again for that. I always put the links to these articles below just in case people want to read instead of like look at my notes, so they can get it directly from the article. That's just a thought. She's a clinical psychotherapist and a associate professor from um, Florida Atlantic University in I think it's Boca Raton. I hope that's the way you say it. I know it's from Florida. Um, my husband has ADHD. He is a trauma doctor and he thrives in his field. He's absolutely brilliant at it to the point where he's so focused nothing else exists. His success must be due to the pace. It's hectic and nonstop action. Like I said, that depends on how your ADHD affects you because not every, like I said, there are different traits that may work best with your ADHD. Some people it works for passion, some people structure. I'd probably be the structured one for me, but I also am autistic, so maybe that's probably why. Um, Rachel Race is a nurse living with ADHD, says there is nothing more exciting than being called to assist on a ruptured abdominal aortic aneurysm. Hopefully I said that right. I wish my best friend was here because she could tell me if I'm saying that right because she's a nurse. But yeah, I don't know. The job works for me because I have one patient at a time and I love what I do, and there's often the added component of adrenaline. Number 3. Oh, thank goodness. I'm glad you can tell. Like I said, I try my best, so I don't always get it right. Okay, number 3. Ultra structured. Some adults with ADHD do best in jobs that are highly structured. I think I'd probably work best in this field. A structured job is one where a specific workflow, a routine, and clearly defined task. There's not much of a gray area and no questions of expectation, which I think would work best for me personally. I don't know if I'm pretty sure that everyone with ADHD would probably agree, but for myself, I know this would work best. So the jobs that are for ultra structured jobs include a military service member, project manager, data analyst, lawyer, um, software tester, accountant, insurance claim adjuster, uh, bank teller, and factory assembly line worker. Of course, these are probably not all the jobs, but I'm sure that these are probably just some of the ones I found. You said you'd be the structured environment too. Oh, okay. Um, Time management can be one of the most challenging aspects of employment with adults with ADHD. And of course, let's be honest, this also probably this doesn't take into account people that have ADHD and are autistic or have ADHD and something else. It's just, I guess, it's based on people that have ADHD, I believe. According to CHAD, or Children and Adults with Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, um, jobs with built-in structure and routine can help turn the challenge into career success. Employees with ADHD often thrive in environments where they have clear instruction and directive, says Snarkis, and I agree with that. You said that you think you'd be great in the assembly line. He also is developing. Oh, that's awesome, Nick. And you said you like doing urgency, but you struggle to look after your mental. Oh, wow. Yeah, I get that. I like getting it. Yeah, that sounds like it burn people out. I agree with you. I'm sorry. Um, an adult with ADHD named Mrs. Jones says that I work at a healthcare uh, software company on the training team. I post online training content and troubleshoot e-learning issues for our customers. It's a lot of structured, followed checklists and repeating technical procedures over and over. I can't function without structure and routine, so this is what makes me successful at it. Um, like I said, I think I'd fit best in number 3. Number 4, lightning pace. Yeah, I don't do well in lightning pace. I didn't do well in retail probably. That's probably why. Because they had to be always, I mean, I do well with structure, like knowing what to do, but lightning pace and where pressure's put in, I don't like those kind of atmospheres because I don't like pressure being put on me because I already do it myself. Okay. One of the hallmarks of ADHD is that thoughts are constant and quickly changing. I agree with that statement. I know for myself it happens, but harnessing this attribute can mean success on the job. Many uh, adults with ADHD report that they find pleasure in constant change. Yeah, I do not like constant change, but I know that's because of my being autistic, and thrive in environments in which they have to quickly analyze and adapt. Okay, so jobs for a lightning pace can include emergency room nurse, a trauma doctor/surgeon, an emergency medical technician, firefighter, classroom teacher, dental assistant, and retail clerk. That's probably why I wasn't good at that job. I wasn't bad, I just wasn't good at it, and that's probably why. You said you deal well with pressure, but you avoided all class. I don't like. I also don't like micromanaging, and that's probably why I also didn't do well at. It's not that I couldn't do the job. It's just I don't like people putting pressure on me. So working in preschools and daycares works for me. I mean, I didn't mind. The thing is, for me, funny thing is, I like working with kids though, which is probably it's just part of this lightning phase thing. But that's also so I don't know. But also, it wasn't just working with kids. I was working with kids that were similar to how I was when I was a child. Still like that as an adult, but I am an adult now. Says educator Stephanie Wells. That environment let me be creative and move at all the time. You said the same. You don't work well with being micromanaged. Get nothing done. But I also back then when I was being micromanaged, I didn't know that I was autistic though. So for me, certain things I realized why I don't like certain things now because of my different disabilities. I knew about this dyslexia. The other two I wasn't sure. I thought maybe. Even certain retail jobs can fit the bill. I worked for a major bookstore in various jobs for years and loved it, said Christy. I'm definitely going to butcher her name, so I'm just going to call her last name HS because I don't know how to say that thing. I'm just going to tell you right now. I walked in the door and hit the ground running. It's an extremely fast-paced job that allows creativity and is never boring. Number 5, hands-on creativity. Hands-on jobs that require creativity can be a good fit for some people with ADHD. These types of jobs often, sorry, I heard this weird sound outside of my room. I think it's raining. Sorry, and unfortunately because I'm autistic, I can hear it very well. Okay, back to what I was saying. Okay, these types of jobs often combine creativity with problem solving, areas where people with ADHD often excel. Hands-on creative jobs can include musician, artist, dancer, entertainer, inventor, fashion designer, mechanic, graphic designer, interior designer, and architect. A 2020 study supports the idea that people with ADHD are more likely to reach higher levels of creative thought and accomplishment. These racing thoughts and ideas can often translate beautifully into creative thinking and output. Oh, well, that's cool. Then you can always, also, I don't know if in your country they have like online courses or not, or stuff for free. I'm not sure how that works in South Africa, but I know they may have some online. That's just a thought. Don't have to take my suggestion. And the last trait or area that of jobs you can work in is independent risk taker. A willingness to take risks and think innovatively are two skills. Oh, well, that sucks. Sorry. Two skills that some people with ADHD have. These attributes can help you succeed as your own boss or in fields requiring a lot of independence. Independent jobs that involve risk taking can include stockbroker, professional athlete, entrepreneur, commercial driver, construction foreman, software designer, race car driver, and airplane pilot. A caveat: the job has to be in the field you're passionate about, since jobs, that's a caveat to this actual job setting, I guess. So the caveat is the job has to be in a field that you're passionate about, since the jobs requiring independence often involve mastering abilities that people with ADHD struggle with, such as planning, organization, and self motivation. Also, like I said before, this doesn't take into account if you're also autistic and an ADHD or have other disabilities. So this may not be maybe a list to look at if you have more than just ADHD. Just saying. I'm just being honest. Like for me, I feel like I fit in one of the categories, but I don't. But then I also feel like I fit in others because I'm like I see my ADHD and my autism linked quite they're linked, so I kind of can't one can't over the other. Right? They kind of cross over each other, so I see myself in different areas. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I don't, like I said, I think this may not be applicable. It may not be applicable for people that are like me, that are autistic, have ADHD, and also dyslexic. It may not be applicable for anyone that has ADHD and some other different disabilities. Just to be clarified. So like, but I think that's with everyone though. For this particular, even with ADHDers, they may see themselves in different multiple categories as possible. That's just a Mariah thought. That's not a part of the notes. So if you need some real world examples, successful entrepreneurs with ADHD, and sorry if I say their name wrong. So we have Sir Richard Branson, I think that's his name, or I think it's Branson, founder of Virgin Groups. David Neilman, founder of JetBlue Airways. Paul, I'm definitely going to say his name wrong. I think his last name is Ophelia. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for saying your name wrong, sir. Founder of Kinkos. And I'm definitely going to say this name wrong because I think it's German. I think it's Vingar Campbrad. So sorry. A founder of IKEA. I did not know there was some. I love others like people that you wouldn't like. You find out things you didn't want to know unless you research things. That's the end of today's notes. The next fun unscripted. Oh, first off, questions. Oh, it's Swedish. See, I don't know how to say it. I'm glad you know. Sai. Oh yeah, do you guys have any questions? My bad. I forgot to ask that question. Oh, and this live stream went better than I thought because I thought I was gonna have a lot more pronunciation issues. Just being honest. Any questions before I say what? Mondays, no questions. But the takeaway is being passionate about something, having structure and clear guidelines. Is definitely okay, and definitely an ideal environment. And routine is not something you stick. Well, typically routine doesn't. Well, at least based on what I've seen, routine doesn't go hand in hand with ADHD. I'm glad you came, Sai. And I'm glad you came, Nick. I wasn't sure who was coming. Okay, so I'll say what. Oh yes, also I forgot to let me mention that in this stream. So there's a poll that I put up. I think on Monday, last Monday. Yeah, actually no, this Monday. I put up this Monday, and there's a poll about moderators. And if you want to be a moderator, first off, I'm not going to be adding any new I'm going to add new moderators, but if you're like a new to this channel, I need you to be on here for a while before I add you because I had a new moderator and they just try to screw the whole channel up, so I'm not going to be taking a chance. If you vote yes, you want to be a moderator, I need you to tell me the detailed reason why, just to be clear. And that is, I think, right now it says 4 days on the poll, like it's been up for 4 days, but so scroll back under my community section and there's a poll. I already have one new moderator, but I'm looking for 3 more. So just so you're aware. The next fun unscripted live stream will be on Monday, February 17th at 6 p.m. Eastern. And the next scripted live stream will be on Saturday, February 22nd, which is next week, at noon Eastern, and it will be on the topic of autistic-friendly jobs. Also, for anyone who hasn't watched, I did do a live stream on the best jobs for disabled people and the worst jobs for disabled people, 2 different live streams for anyone that just thinks I'm focusing on ADHD and autistic jobs, friendly jobs. Oh, thanks. Oh, I'm glad. You said now you have a. You said, oh, you're very welcome, Nick. Now you have a better idea of what sort of positions. Oh, that's so sweet. I hope that you guys find something. Looking for jobs is really hard in general, but also I know in my country right now they're trying to get rid of. It sounds like they're trying to get rid of maybe a lot of people that have disability like related jobs. I know they hit the diverse. They're doing the diversity inclusion and I forgot what the E stands for. I think it's equality. I think it's diversity, equality, and inclusion. So I think they're trying to get rid of all those jobs, which is really insane, but okay. Yeah, hopefully, I hope your brother's able to find a job. Thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. Bye.